Hello. Today we are going to talk about testing leaf for starch. Plants are unique organisms that can produce their own food through a process called photosynthesis. I think you have a deep idea about the process of photosynthesis. During the process, green plants use sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to make glucose. This glucose is often stored in the form of starch, especially in the leaves. To confirm whether photosynthesis has occurred, scientists perform a simple experiment to test the presence of starch in leaf. The iodine test or the starch test is commonly used for this purpose. When iodine solution is added to a leaf, it changes color to blue-black. This experiment helps us to understand how plants make and store food and provide evidence for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, we'll see what happens inside the plant. So you already know the photosynthesis will be happening. But when there is no sunlight, what will happen to this process of photosynthesis? Just memorize what are the factors necessary for photosynthesis. It is sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll. If there is no sunlight, it means if there is no light energy, it will be stopping the process of photosynthesis. The plant continues respiration, but without sunlight also plant can do the respiration. So during the process of respiration, the stored starch is converted into glucose and used for energy. Actually, when we are talking about the process of photosynthesis, we told that glucose is producing. But from where this starch is come? As I mentioned earlier, produced glucose will be turning into starch and storing inside the necessary organs, especially inside the plant leaves, we can find starch. Okay, we'll move on to the today's topic, that is starch test or the iodine test. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants make food. It occurs in the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, and water. The food produced is stored as starch. So these are the materials necessary for this test. We need a green plant and a beaker, test tube, alcohol or ethanol, iodine solution, a white tile, water bath, and faucet. So this is the iodine solution. It is brown in color. This is a brown color solution. Before doing the practical, first of all, we have to destarch the plant. You will see what is this destarching. Destarching is the process of removing stored starch from a plant. It means before doing the practical, we have to remove all the starch stored inside the plant. So how we are going to do it? Simply what we are doing is we will be keeping this plant inside a dark room around 24 to 48 hours. It means 1 to 2 days you have to keep the plant in dark place. So we will be not providing light energy for the plant. And also there is no water. And if it is inside a dark room, it might be limiting carbon dioxide also. Somehow it will be limiting light energy. If there is no light energy, it means can it do photosynthesis? No, the plant cannot do photosynthesis. If there is no photosynthesis, it means can we find starch inside the plant? No. So somehow the plant will be surviving with the help of previous starch stored inside the plant. Again, I am telling. inside the plant. Suppose that we will be taking the plant from outside for the process of this destarching. At that time, if there is sunlight, it will be doing photosynthesis and it will be producing glucose and it will be turning into starch and storing inside the plant. Then we will be taking it and we will be keeping it inside the dark room. If it is inside the dark room, it means it cannot do the photosynthesis. The reason is it doesn't have enough light energy to continue the process of photosynthesis. But is that plant is going to die without sunlight? No. 1 to 2 days, somehow it will be surviving with the help of the previous stored starch. So they will be continuing their metabolic activities, special respiration, with the help of stored starch. But within 1 2 days, this stored starch will be finishing actually. The reason is they are doing respiration. Okay. Now, from this destarching, we have a plant without starch. Then we have to take the plant out of the dark room and you have to keep it inside under the sunlight around few hours. Around 3 4 hours, that is enough. Then you can pluck a green leaf and you can boil it in water, boiling water. Why we are boiling it? We need to kill cells actually. We need to kill cells. So you can see that boiled leaf is turning into a gray, little bit dark green color. Then we will be taking that leaf out from that water and we will be we will be placing it inside a test tube filled with alcohol and we will be double boiling that. When you are double boiling, you can see a special observation. Normally, ethanol or the alcohol is colorless solution. When we are boiling it with a leaf, it will be turning into a pale white, pale yellow-like color, and the colorless alcohol solution will be turning into green color. So this is the way. First of all, you have to boil the leaf with water. Then you have to place it inside a boiling tube or a test tube filled with alcohol. Better to have a boiling tube as we are boiling this one indirectly or we are boiling now. So we can place it inside a boiling tube filled with alcohol and you can double boil it. At that time you can see the discolorization of leaf. So as it is turning into little pale yellow-like color, you can resin it water and keep it on a white tile or a petri plate. And you can add few drops of iodine solution. At that time, you can see that brown color iodine solution is turning into blue-black color, dark blue-black color of leaf. When there is starch, normally the leaf will be turning into blue-black color. So these are the key observation of this practical. Chlorophyll is dissolved inside the alcohol. You can see that colorless alcohol is turning into green color. The reason is the chlorophyll inside the leaf is dissolving inside this alcohol solution. After adding iodine to the leaf, you can see the green color part of the leaf are turning into blue-black color. From that, we can predict that the green plants are producing starch. So our conclusion is during photosynthesis, starch is producing. So in next slides, we will be discussing about the factors necessary for the photosynthesis. Thank you for watching.